Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. If the names of the days of the week matter to anybody anymore. Um, but it is morning because the sun has only been up for a few hours, yeah, at least here. Good morning. Namaste. I'm Belinda. We're here at Just Be Yoga, a donation based community yoga outreach. We connect with so many organizations and agencies, not just moving with asana yoga poses, but with meditation, with ways to mindfully put together presentations, with trauma work, um, even just with food bank stuff, ways in which we connect. Yoga means connection. So, welcome to our home yoga practice live. We've been doing this home yoga practice since, good morning. I think it's Claudia. I need eyeglasses. um, we've been doing our home yoga practice live since the pandemic created the stay at home situation here in the state of Michigan, where we are. And I've really been enjoying sharing aspects of how does one create this personal practice, not even just home, but making it your personal practice, which has always been a part of my goal as far as an aspect of how I teach, but really keeping it front of mind in how I present things. So it's Wednesday. Today is the day in which we're going to really start to play a little bit with our power and what is power and how we ignite our engine. Maybe think of it that way as opposed to a power yoga class. And if you are new to joining us for these home yoga practice sessions, this is less of a class scenario where, okay, it is 10:30 and then 11:30 we will have finished the shavasana and done. This is sometimes there's a lot of sitting and chatting and talking about philosophy. I may stop in the middle of a flow and break down an aspect. I'm hoping that what I'm sharing with you in any of these sessions are tidbits and nuggets that help you empower yourself and embody your practice at home. Whether it's on a mat, whether it's while you're cleaning your dishes, while you're doing the laundry, while you're having a conversation with someone, maybe while we're having an argument with someone. All right, so we are going to get going. I saw Claudia say good morning. Feel free to post a comment. We'll look up now and again and see these comments, and maybe if there's something that you have a question about, or if there's an aspect of practice that you want to dive into a little bit more, I will try my best to be able to incorporate it. And if I don't get to it today, I'll definitely try to weave it in some of our future sessions. Okay, so today is powering. So I'm going to always start with a sit space, a check-in space, a connection with breath, preparing my mind and my body to arrive in a space of practice. So sitting however you wish. You can be sitting cross-legged. Your legs could be out in front of you. You could be sitting on a pillow or a block. Find a way of sitting where you can start to calm your mind and your breath to arrive. I like to ask myself, invite yourself to arrive. And I repeat that until I start to feel my awareness really come in this space. Really come in this space and away from the busy thinking of planning. My mind was really in my checklist of planning for today. Arrive here and feel my body right now. It's still kind of gurgling a bit over the last drink of tea that I had about 20 minutes ago. Feeling my skin from the walk I just took, still a little brisk, a little chilly. Feeling my body, it's feeling a little charged and ready to go. I didn't overdo things yesterday. Allowing my breath to settle. Inviting my body to receive my breath. Work together with my breath. and look at my mind. Invite myself to arrive in my mind and say, hey, what's going on, mind? My mind has started to slow and arrive here and accept the present moment. It still catches itself and pulls itself back to the room, but it isn't as busy as when I first arrived. So today is a day of ignition. I'm thinking about firing up my commitment and my practice of the first two limbs, how I treat others, how I treat myself. That fire, that dedication, that devotion. So today I'm going to pick one of the do's and one of the do nots. And just for a brief little refresher before we get started, this week our lesson was in looking at all of the 8 limbs of yoga, how we treat ourselves and how we treat others, the do's in how we treat our body and ourselves, the do nots, how we treat others, non-harming, truthfulness, non-stealing, restraint, and non-hoarding. How we treat our body, asana yoga poses, how we treat our breath and our awareness of our breath, how the breath helps us connect our spirit into our bodies, our senses, which helps us connect and understand the outside world and pulls that information in, how we can get super enamored with it and how we need to let it go. Concentration, meditation, and union. And the do's. The do's are a limb that have another 5 elements. Purity, cleansing of the body, cleansing of the mind. Dedication and devotion, our engine. Contentment, santosha. Study of myself and texts that help me study practice, and surrender or humility. So I'm going to pick one of the last 5 that I just spoke to you about, the do's, purity. And think about that too. It could be things that you're going to do later today or how you treat yourself. But that cleansing has to do with how we even cleanse the outside of our body, what we put on it. Maybe we did a dry skin brushing. How are we treating and exfoliating or treating our skin, treating our hair, treating our eyes, the outside body and the inside body, what you put into it, how you cleanse it, how have you mindfully actually cleansed it. Sometimes fastings are a part of that. Neti potting, cleansing our nasal passageways, even processes that flush you from the nether wells coming upward. So think about that in terms of purity, but also purity of words, what comes out of us in our expression, and what we take in. And that might be really important right now as far as like what you are ingesting content-wise, visually, listening. What are you hearing? What are you taking into you? And how is that affecting you energetically? So I'm going to choose one of those, and I'm going to choose one of the how I'll treat others, non-harming, not stealing, truthfulness. And the treating of others also treats myself. So I'm picking one of those and one of those, and that's what I'm going to keep front of mind. And for me, I'm going to keep the non-harming in mind, and I'm going to keep the self-study in mind as we ignite. So when we think about igniting, I'm going to ignite myself into all 8 limbs of my practice and keep those front of mind. What is that concentration? Remember, that's one of the limbs of yoga. I'm going to hopefully infuse that in how I move in my body and how I work in my breath to help all of that raise my awareness of what is truly going on, what I perceive, and how I react. I'm going to start with some abdominal breath, feeling my abdomen extend. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Yesterday, I cued that we held things for 5 breaths. Today, all I'm going to do is continue. going to continue moving. And you're going to have to choose after you've chosen the two things that you're keeping front of mind, but you're going to listen to your body and your breath as far as why you're stopping or when you should stop, why you're continuing to go or when you should continue to go, and feel that out, okay? Because should is a dangerous little razor blade that we dance on. Should can be a weapon that we hurt ourselves with, and should can be a tasking that pushes us to find new edges, new limits of discovery. All right, so let's feel that out. Non-harming and self-study. Becoming aware of the fullness of my breath with abdominal breath. And I'm going to bring myself to child's pose. Coming to hands and knees, maybe knees are wide. Bowing down, understanding the symbolism of child's pose. Igniting my practice into the limbs that I have chosen. Igniting my practice with humility in my body. Still inviting myself to arrive and arrive again. The very first sutra of yoga, Hatha Yoga Nushasanam. And thus our yoga journey begins, and thus yoga reveals itself to you. But if you just read that, and then read it again and read it again, basically it says, and we begin, and we begin again, and each time you read it, we are beginning again. Beginner's mind. Abdominal breath. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, down dog, butt goes up, head goes down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, traveling my feet up in between my hands. Inhale, lift the chest halfway, maybe my knees are soft. Exhale, letting the upper body go. Inhale, half flat. Exhale, forward fold, dedication and devotion. Inhale, plugging into my exit. Exhale, letting it go. Breath in, coming up. I'm being soft on my insides. Exhale, bowing down with humility. Breath in, lifting the chest. Exhale, stepping to plank, maybe using the knees, lowering down. Breath in, lifting the chest, cobra. First time, I gotta be nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath, relax the tummy. Breath out, maybe the mouth is open, maybe it's closed. You choose your experience. Breath in, lifting the right leg, pointing the toe, opening the hip. Exhale, knee to chest. You could skip this all together. Breath in, lifting that leg, pointing the toe, opening the hip. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. Breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bringing the foot through in between my hands, back foot flat. Rising up, warrior one, choosing stability. Feeling the body, hands coming down, arriving in the earth, stepping back, lowering down, humility, breath in, lift, self-study for me. Exhale, downward facing dog, left leg lifts, breath in, non-harming, not going beyond my edges. Exhale, knee to my chest. Inhale, lift. I just consciously opened my eyes. Exhale, knee to the left elbow, wanting that gaze to let me see outside. Inhale, lift, dropping that head in. Exhale, bringing the foot through, back foot flat, rising up when I'm stable, maybe holding. Hands coming down, stepping to plank. Maybe skip it and go to down dog, lowering to our bellies. Breath in, now my spine is saying yes, I can move a little bit more. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale, step walker, jump the feet up. Half flat back, forward fold. Rising breath in. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, feeling the whole body. Exhale, side bend. What are the ranges of movement it wants to express? Breath in, it's a vessel carrying my spirit. Exhale, letting the upper body go. Bending the knees, sinking the butt back, lifting the chest, chair. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Don't be in a hurry. Try to move with deliberate intention. Half flat back, planting the palms, stepping it back, maybe go to down dog, lower through. Breath in, easy on your back, offer your heart. Exhale, down dog. Remember your two limbs that you wanted to commit to and reflect on. Right leg lifts, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lift. Feel your engine. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Maybe you're starting to feel your heartbeat. Inhale it up. Drop the head down. Exhale, bringing the foot through. Back foot flat. Rising up, still being soft. Noticing I don't have to move super swiftly. Hands down, step to plank. Make a choice. You can go to down dog and wait or lower through. Breath in, lifting the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, breath in. Exhale, knee to chest, breathing, holding. What do we see? Why are we here? What are we doing on our mat? Inhale it up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. What is the vibrancy that you are awakening in your body? Inhale it up. Exhale, bringing that foot through, back foot flat, rising up, warrior one, sinking, rising, feel that whole body, occupy it with your awareness, hands down, step into plank. I'm remembering that kindness as I lower through. Gonna be gentle on my back this morning because it's asking me to. Exhale, downward facing dog, breath in. Breath out, look forward, step walker, jump the feet up, half flat back, forward fold, chair pose, bending, sinking, lifting, reach the chest forward, lay it on your thighs, inhale it up, sink in that bottom body, lift from the upper body, lowering it down. You can choose what you want to participate in. Breath in. Maybe you need to go to child's pose. Exhale, lower. We're starting to confront those edges when the body says or the mind says it wants to stop. Inhale, chair, coming up to standing, lifting the right leg. Extend that right heel out in front of you. Is it the mind or the body that says to stop? Does the mind not want to feel the engine of the body do what the body wants to do, can do? Does the body know its limits? Can they work together to communicate? Self-study. That is my svadhyaya right now. I don't want my mind to be bossing my body that says quit. I don't want my body to be bossing my mind. I'm going to lift that leg. Stepping it back, stay on the back toes. You could have taken a couple of steps. Choose how you're moving. Find your crescent. Good. Push that right heel back. Sink in the hips. Lift. Maybe reach the arms up. Spin that back foot flat. Opening it up, warrior two. Breath in. Breath out. Even me correcting and moving my clothes right there, that was a distraction of my mind. I let myself depart from my practice and I went into a vanity space. So I gotta work on that and just say, who cares? Stay here. That was a reaction of my focus onto something else instead of my practice. Feel my groin. And then I'm going to practice non-harming and forgive that little blip. Reverse. I'm going to reverse the triangle by straightening the front leg, trying not to lock my knees, bringing the torso up, reaching long, triangle pose. Maybe you need a block right here. Breath. I'm going to bring it back up. Step the back leg up about 4 inches. Aim those toes forward. Windmill my right arm forward, left arm back, reach. Twisting triangle. Maybe the hand comes to the floor. Maybe it comes to a block. Breath. Pushing the legs down. Stand in your legs. Embrace what that feels like. Feel your breath. Hear your breath. Does it sound even and smooth? Does it sound angry? Where is your intention? How are you greeting your fire? What are the 2 limbs that you were practicing? Breath. Good. Bring it back up. Windmill those arms out. Step the back leg up. Breath in. Maybe a gentle back bend. Stand in the legs. Lift in the heart. Forward fold. Release. Good. Let's bend the knees. Sink the butt back. Lift the chest chair. Weights in the heels. Reaching forward. Laying the chest down. Inhale it back up. Hands could be free, hands could be at your heart. Exhale, reaching it forward, squeezing the belly, feeling my strength. Inhaling it up. What am I confronting in my mind? Exhaling it forward. You choose your pace. Inhaling it up. Maybe you're just going to hold a space. You're in your edges. Exhaling it forward. Full chair. Standing in the legs. Lifting that left leg and sending it out, standing firm, solid. Where am I? I am on my mat. What am I experiencing in my standing foot, in the ankle? What muscles are jumping? How quiet is my mind? Hatha Yoga Nushasanam, first sutra. And thus, the journey of yoga makes itself apparent. The journey of yoga begins. Where are you journeying to? In you. Inner landscape. Bring that knee up. Stepping that leg back. Staying on that back toe. Greeting whatever body part is asking to be greeted. And for me, that's the front of this left hip. Woo! Breath. Lift. Good morning, body. Thanking this body for all of the minutes and all of the seconds that it has been holding me together my whole time on the planet. My entire time on the planet, all coming together, culminating in this moment. What am I doing with this moment in this body? Letting it be vibrant, letting it shed what doesn't serve it anymore, letting it expand and grow into what it needs to grow into to hold me in a strong, solid, balanced space. Spinning that back foot flat, finding warrior 2. I'm going to switch so that my back isn't too. This knee is bending, reaching. I'm going to let the clothes be. Softening the arms. Living in my arms right now. If my whole existence is in my arms, what's the energy that's coming through them? How much strain is coming through them? How is it expressing my true inner nature? How are my arms doing that? And how do I do it for me in a non-harming way? A non-violent way. Now my legs and hips are saying, why are you talking about your arms? Right now, give me all of your attention. Okay. Self-study. Whoa. Reverse. Whoa. Start to check in. Do you need a break? Will you give it to yourself? Are you finding a new edge? Is it healthy? Are you practicing or are you hurting yourself, punishing yourself, straightening that front like reverse triangle? Ooh, where can I feel my breath here? Remember the pranayama. Where in my body? Can I breathe through my right kneecap? Ooh, breath bringing it up, getting ready for triangle. I'm sliding, put too much lotion on. Reach. Start to allow yourselves to make sound. Moving the sound in your body as an element of your prana energy, vibrational energy. Sound is vibration. Tapping into and connecting with the vibrations within you, letting them emanate through you. Bringing ourselves up. I'm going to step this back leg up about 4 inches and aim those toes forward. Windmill. Left arm forward, right arm back. Ooh, this side says you slow your roll. So I'm like, okay, all right. Breath, that backhand could be on your hip. Feeling the twist, feeling the sturdiness of our legs to hold us. Breath, lengthening the spine. Are you committing energy in your spine, or were you all the way in those legs? I'm reciting things that help me connect with the things I said I wanted to connect with. Self-study and observation. Not judgment. I'm just studying, looking, making sure I see. Breath. And I can chew on some of these elements all day long. I'm going to windmill myself back up. Step this back leg up. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Half flat back. And we're going to step back to plank. Maybe choose to use your knees. Nipples are over thumbs. Try not to collapse into the palms. Imagine your palms are straws and your forearms are straws, and you're sucking energy out of the earth upward. Don't collapse. Hold, stand, conduct energy. Stepping out wide, wide. In. Wide, wide. You can skip this. In. Wide, wide, in, wide, wide, in, wide, wide, in, down dog. Rolling it back forward to plank, lowering down to our bellies, arms out in front of us. Right arm, left arm, feeling my body now being my floor. Can I lift from that and be supported by it at the same time? And lower. I'm feeling that heat building inside of me. Left arm, right leg, left. Breath. I don't want to deny myself the fullness of breath. I maybe need that. And lower. Both ends of the body. Left. What am I confronting and feeling? Self-study here. Not hurting myself. I'm going to unstrain on certain muscle sets. Good. Lowering the palms down. I'm going to lift up for up dog. Good. And downward facing dog. I'm going to change something about my legs. So I'm going to move my feet out a little wider, kicking the heels out, dropping the head down. Good. I'm going to step my feet up in between my hands. I'm going to turn to face you all. Last bit of some core and a new edge, kind of. I'm going to work on a posture that I put together, a little short called a yoga breakdown. You can check it out on our Facebook page. But we're going to work on crane or Bekasana. Really, a lot of times people think that this is about the upper body or the arms. It's really about your core and a lot of faith. Reflect right now on the limbs of the yoga that you were connecting with in your yoga today. Be willing to meet yourself and greet yourself in a space of beginning. Feel your skin, feel your salivation, feel your flesh, feel your thoughts, feel your breath. Who are we? Who are you? And then make a choice as to whether you want to join or not. I'm on my toes, I'm in a squat. I've got my knees wide. These are some beginning spaces to get the body ready, right? My feet, my hips, my core, my balance. I'm gonna bring these hands inside of my inner thighs. My elbows are bent backwards. And I'm gonna clamp my knees, pinching inward and lean forward. That's enough. Looking up, breathe. Stand in those arms. Keep them bent, but stand in them. Ask them to be the legs of your chair and bring it back. That is enough of a space to practice. If this is new and foreign for you, confronting the fears, confronting how much we restrain our breath, feeling the exertion or your ignition of your engine. I'm going to go through a couple more times in this preparatory space. I'm going to take it up another notch so you can stay there. Or you can try to bring those the knees, onto the backs of the upper arms. Elbows are bent back in that shape, that tabletop shape. I'm going to lift my butt, bring my hands down, keep the knees high up there, and lean forward. Weight is shifting forward, coming back. Now you're going to feel the knobby part of the knees up here. You might end up with bruises in the upper part of this arm as you're starting to learn it. You don't want the knees close to the bone of the elbow. You're going to roll on that bone. You're going to slip. You're going to fall. It's not going to feel good. So I'm trying to get it up higher. That's why we started off first with the pinching, because now we've got to get it up a lot higher. I'm going to shift forward. I'm going to keep my gaze up. Maybe you're going to lift one foot. Maybe you're going to lift the other. And we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can I still lift my hips? Can I stand any taller? Breath. Softly, gently, lovingly bringing those feet down. I'm going to sit up, feel my head aiming more upward. Invite that calm. Hear the sound, hear the vibration of my own energy, and invite myself one more time. If you're done, be done. This is our home practice. Ask yourself, what am I practicing? And then we'll find another one if you're wishing to. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it isn't the same. Ask yourself, do you need more rest before you go? Do you have the strength? Is your engine fully fueled? And if it isn't, that's okay. Can you respect that? Breath, lift, breathe. And come on down. Allowing ourselves to come down to a seated space. Legs are out in front of us. I'm going to bring my legs together. Maybe some of you would prefer to have your legs further apart. Find that nice, strong, upright sitting space called that Dandasana. Feel yourselves grounding, okay? We just super duper fired up an engine. Fired up our upper energies. We want to fly away with the energies and the endorphins. So let's ground. I'm feeling the need to let that vibration seep into the earth. So I'm going to have a single Om here. Deep inhale if you want to join. I think I need another. My heart is still a little up there. Good. I needed that. Ground me, bring me back into me. Don't let myself fly away with the heat of that energy. Think of it like a hot air balloon. You don't want that hot air balloon to lose its tether, because then it's going away, right? You want to still be nailed to the earth, and then let that flame roar. Breath in, lift, exhale, calming forward. Maybe you're using a strap. Shoulders away. Now that we've cooked up some energy, now that we've ignited, what is it preparing us to fold into, to see, feel, acknowledge, connect with? Rolling that spine back up. All right, I'm going to find a cross-legged space. I'm going to turn and face you all. I'm going to find a lotus. You could be crisscross applesauce. You could be at half of a lotus. Chest is lifting. I'm going to find a twist. Ooh, feel that on my spine, my hips, the sides of my hips. Release, coming to the other direction. Breath in, growing tall through the back of the neck. Breath out. Fully occupying my frame and the shapes with my intention. I'm going to send that non-harming intention way down in my hips. Good, I'm going to come forward and see if the body wants to come forward. I'm going to stop where it says stop. One of my ankles is actually saying, yeah, don't do that anymore. So I've backed off. I'm still in a posture, but I've backed off a hair, and it might be imperceptible to you. Who gives a crap if it's imperceptible to someone else? You're in it. You're living in that skin. You're living in that yoga house. Fill up the belly with breath. Ask yourselves, did I really breathe then? And with each new breath, that is it. We begin again. Atha Yoga Nushasanam. Ooh, was that a breath? Ooh, that was that breath for that moment. But who knows what that next breath could be, what it could hold, what it could reveal. And bring ourselves up. And none of those probings were meant as a challenge to say, now make the next breath be something else. No, we're meeting ourselves in this present moment with acceptance and santosha, contentment, and yet still connected with our energy and our dedication. What's the balance in that? Or does our drive pull us away from contentment so that all we're ever truly doing is driving towards some illusion of future contentment? Instead of accepting and learning how to ground in the contentment of the now. I'm going to plant my hands down. Some of you might want to put blocks right here and lift. I'm going to lift what will lift. Maybe barely an inch of your flesh is lifting. You know the energy you're putting into it. Lifting up in my chest, not trying to let that dump me down. Breath. Breath. Lowering it down and twist. Still letting my engine stay fired. And release, coming around. Feeling the difference between having my engine constantly go when we were going from pose to pose to pose versus some long holds and then turning the fire on and seeing what's there. Pulling the chest there. Do we only count effort that's visible? Do we only give ourselves credit for any sort of progress if it's big progress? Or can we be planting these palms and in our mind and in our energy and our heat, we see that we're doing something, whether or not those legs or that butt comes off the earth, breath. And then can we stick with it? Ooh, what makes us want to come out? Check in with your body, your breath, your mind. Do you have to? Is there still more engine juice? Do we know? Have we ever tried? Lowering that down. I'm going to turn. That's the benefit of the lotus, is that you stay bound. And however you are, you can be in crisscross applesauce or maybe one-legged lotus. I'm going to see if we can come forward. Be nice. I'm going to lay my chest and my chin down. Breath. Maybe my hips start to lower, maybe they don't. And pushing our way back up, uncrossing those legs. One more Paschimottanasana. That is that forward, east-west stretch. Contracting the thighs, giving energy into them, still not super rigid, right? I can feel my energy and my strength without overexertion, or at least I'm learning those lines every day in my practice. Standing in those legs, lifting in the chest, breath in, perhaps a strap, laying belly, chest, chin, feeling flesh come into contact with flesh, being willing to see and be open and honest about the chatter in my mind, about what I'm confronting when my flesh touches flesh. For me personally, it is not always a wonderful conversation. I have judgy bits that go on and say, oh my God, my tummy's too big. Oh my God, my got belly rolls here. Oh my God, my legs are getting wrinkly because I'm getting old. Okay, I'm giving you guys the free and honest what goes on in Belinda's head in her practice. And then I settle in too, and I start to go, wow, this body and this number of cycles around the sun, and it's still chugging, man. Every scar I see, I say, wow, my skin, my body, my flesh protected me from that impact. It did its job. It held my spirit. It kept me safe and kept me alive so that I'm here today. That's what every scar gets to tell me. And I get to start to change the relationship that I'm having when I fold into myself. I get to have the conversation, hear it, and let go of the bits that aren't true or that aren't serving me or are not kind. Remember the ahimsa, for me, the nonviolence, that non-harming thought, that got to come to me right there in my practice. I'm going to lower myself down onto my back, but I'm going to engage just a little bit more fire before we go. So my feet are down, chest is up, feeling a bit of a boat, and I'm going to slowly, mindfully ask my core, this front engine, can it control my descent? Am I breathing along the way? Am I breathing? Check in, you guys. Are you breathing? Laying that chest down. Without using the arms, I'm going to pull the knees into the belly, noticing like how often I rely on my arms to do work for me and not let my core do it. Do I really think that this area, because there aren't limbs in my waist, that it needs that much help? No, man. This is one of the strongest areas of our body. This is our own personal boa. But, you know, a boa, it works it all the time, all right? We're going to drop those knees over. Without using the arms, bring the knees up and over. And then feel the relationship that's being negotiated and navigated between back muscles, belly muscles, even the arm muscles to help press down into the floor to ask the belly muscles to work. I'm also asking the belly muscles to work more by pulling the knees a little tighter to my belly. And I say all of that with kind of fitnessy words, right? Pulling the knees tighter to the belly. I'm igniting and firing my core, seeing how much it can pull in together. How much I can connect with the ignition in my engine. How much I have to let my spine, be nice and relaxed. That coil, right? You don't see an arthritic snake. I just gave you my vibe. Let's come on back up and send the heels up. Press your spine into the floor. We're in the same shape we were in Dandasana, but now we're on our backs. We've changed our perspective. Our gaze is up. Now, some of you might want to bring your feet now to a sofa or a wall, okay, so you could reposition yourself and get your legs and your butt up against the wall. We're going to go into a preparatory space for Salamba Sarvangasana, supported shoulder stand. All right, so if your feet are on the wall, all you've got to do is push your feet on the wall and your butt's going to come up. Try to keep your gaze up. Otherwise, if you're free in the room, you got to use your arms as your hoist. These are the limbs now. I'm going to push down through the arms, butt's going to go up. Hands are going to start to walk down, which is up the back, down toward the floor. Lifting the chin a little so that my upper neck is curved and not pressed flat against the floor. Let that tummy breathe.
Change perspective. Feel gravity on your body in a different way. Now ask yourself, how many muscles actually need to be working here? Now, as my body starts to sink down to gravity, I keep moving the hands and pushing myself up a little higher. See how many calm, deliberate breaths you can have. Now let go of trying so hard. Where's the ease? Knees, maybe touch the forehead. I'm going to lower my back down. Slowly, control. Ask that core to help. Don't just dump or fall to gravity. Breath, breath. You're still practicing. Practicing. What limbs? What am I studying? Oh, how kind was I? Oh. Bringing the knees to the belly, using those arms, feeling the support and the ease, rocking. Happy baby, if you wish. Hands maybe inside of the inner thighs, finding the feet, maybe to the inner knees, pulling the knees toward the armpit space. Oh, awareness in my spine. I'm going to rock to one side and then extend the opposite leg straight. Going to rock to the other side, bending that leg and extend the opposite leg straight. And rock. And rock. Now you don't have to extend that opposite leg. If you just want to be in happy baby, fine. You want to do an entirely different pose. Cool. I'm going to come to center and go wide through both heels. Feeling this extension, this expansion without it being weight bearing. Feeling the range in my body, bringing those legs together, knees together. Good. I'm going to lengthen both legs out toward the front of the mat. I'm going to find my space of Shavasana. As I said, some of you might already be at a wall, so if you prefer to have your legs at the wall, go ahead, or maybe put a pillow under your knees. Having that raised experience gives us that nice calmative effect of an inversion. Adjusting shoulders, hips for comfort. Eyes open. I like my Shavasanas, personally, to have my eyes open. And let my awareness occupy my body in stillness. Let my awareness occupy my breath in calm stillness. In my self-study, I am scanning the body for muscles that have not let go yet. And even just saying that out loud made different areas of clenching release. Even the muscles on my face do not need to be holding my face. extending our awareness into what is going on. And begin and begin again in stillness. Before coming out of Shavasana, I often like to practice an awareness of all 5 of my koshas or layers. If you participated last week or want to go back and replay any of the home yoga practice lives from last week, we talked about the 5 layers of our being, the physical body, and I check in right here in Shavasana. How are you, physical body? More balanced, invigorated, rejuvenated, vibrant. Within that layer is the breath body. I'll check in on that. Hey, breath body, where can I feel you? Where can you touch me? Where can you hold me up, breath body? Mental body. Hey, what you doing? Wisdom body. And let my wisdom body tell me about the practice. Tell me what I need to hear. Tell me what I've forgotten. Maybe it just wants to say thank you. My bliss body, that contented, joyful spark that came from Source and will return to Source. Did I connect with it today? I will gradually invite movements, arriving in this moment, already letting go of all of the minutes and moments past, gradually coming up to a seated space in no hurry. Allow for a seated, quiet space of just being. Call it meditation, call it concentration. Or you could just call it just being. Non-reactive, non-attached. Noticing when the mind gets restless. Can gently bring it back. Noticing when the body gets restless. Gently guide it back. Abdominal breath, relaxing the diaphragm, letting the belly and the organs just fully express in a relaxed state. Being.
being your container, the vessel for your spirit. May we all emerge and walk through the day, remembering the lessons and carrying and wearing our practice. And our practice helped us sharpen and hone our awareness muscles. And may we walk with non-harming in mind in our action and words and intentions, non-stealing, truthfulness, non-attachment, non-hoarding. And may our actions and our words and our intentions be pure and clean. May they be contented. May they have action, ignition, and devotion. May they be self-aware and studying of ourselves first, before we're ready to study others. And may they be humble and surrendering to something greater than ourselves. 3 ohms if you wish to join. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. Inviting connection to being pure vibration. Hands to the heart center. One mantra that I like for myself often is Mana Eva, Manushanayam, Karanam Bandha, Mokshayoho. If you feel bound or stuck, you are bound to be stuck. And if you feel free, you're already free. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining. Please check us out on replay, YouTube, Instagram, and even on our own blog at justbeyoga.com. Have a great day, everybody.